You hear me?
Well, hello, everyone. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Larry. How's it going?
Well, not too bad, but this stream is brought to you by ibuprofen because I have a headache tonight. So, anyway, let's see who we've got in here so far. We've got 11 viewers at this point, and you guys, if you wouldn't mind, share this stream out, invite others to join us here. And we've got a little bit of information about a new product and a couple other announcements, I believe, tonight. So stay with us and invite your friends, your enemies, all that good stuff. So, all right, who we got here? We got Phil Bird. Well, I'm not sure if Phil Bird's in here. He said, we'll see you in 25 hours. David Lewis, it's good to see you. Frank's Fly Traps, how you doing, buddy? I hope that you got that. Yeah, that wetsuit. That fit pretty well, didn't it? Did you receive your package yet? I was wondering about that today. And also, we've got Ricky Lucas in here. Hello, Ricky. Digging Dirt, good to see you. Jerry Sumter. Clipper Prospecting, Kurt. I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name, Kurt. Bork. I don't know if the J is silent. I don't know how to pronounce that.
I think it's Bjork.
Yeah. Huh?
Might be Bjork.
That could be. We got David Alfonsetti. Good to see you. Riser Wreck. Brenda Johnson. I think I might know that gal there. Indiana Silver. Greetings from New York. Metal Detecting with CZ Kid. It's good to see you guys. Awesome. Hit that invite button if you would, you guys, and let's get some people in here and see if we can get some viewers here and have us a good live stream. We'll make it a little Friday night party here. Stephen Vaith, good to see you. And if you guys don't mind, put in the chat there where you're all from. Let's see where everybody's coming out here. Okay, I see Clipper Prospecting coming from California. I hear that there's a lot of water in California, at least in the high Sierras. They're having flooding issues and stuff right now. But, okay, you did receive the package, Frank's Fly Trap. All right, Frank, thank you. I'm glad you got that. All right, Southwest Idaho. Okay, well, we're neighbors, buddy. I'm up here in North Idaho. Avon Park, Florida. Lewiston, Idaho. Yeah, Key Date Kid. How you doing, Casey? It's good to see you. We got Long Island. We got Sweet Springs. Pensacola, Florida. Houston, Texas. Northern Wisconsin, where the copper... Let's see, where the copper culture is. Eastern Washington. Hey, Pack Rat, how you doing? Winter spam capital Austin, Minnesota. Yeah, I'm tired of winter too. So, okay, Southeast Pennsylvania, Salt Lake City, Southern Indiana, New Jersey, Edmonton, Canada. All right. Casey's working away, making those metal detecting shovels. That's awesome. And Dawn Detector, it's good to see you. You guys, I appreciate you being here. So, Dan, where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm in Oklahoma, little town near Tulsa.
Well, you guys, whether you're near or far from Oklahoma, and you need metal detecting supplies, you can get them from Dan Willis. That's the one guy over there.
That's a good looking guy. This guy.
Yeah, he must be. Yep, he's waiting for eye surgery here soon. So anyway, you can get all your metal detecting supplies, whatever you need for metal detecting and diving, like breathing devices, Blue Nemos, stuff like that, from Outlaw Metal Detectors at outlawmetaldetectors.com.
Yeah, not everything diving, but if you need a Blue Nomad or a Blue Nemo, I'm a dealer for that.
You bet. So Gino, North Carolina, Michael Chacott. I'm not sure how to pronounce that either. Like I say, guys, not only am I horrible at reading, I don't read fast, so be sure to type slow. All right. I send my contacts his way all the time. That's awesome, David. Thank you for recommending Dan at Outlaw Metal Detectors.
Yeah, really appreciate it, David.
All right. Living in the snow all day. Yeah, Pack Rat, we're getting, as a matter of fact, just before we hopped on the live stream here, I was looking outside and I took a little video. We're having like a blizzard here, snow blowing sideways. I'm ready for the sunshine. So anyway, all right. So we got 30 people in here right now, and we're going to have a little bit of information about a new machine that's come out that Minelab has come out with. And there's already some information about it out there right now, but we're going to show you what we have, or what Dan has anyway. He's got a little bit of information, maybe show you some pictures or something there if we can. I don't know. Joe Albino, it's good to see you. And so anyway, we'll be looking to picking up the Xterra Pro to complement my XP Deus 2. I was looking at a 700, but I have changed my mind. Yeah. Well, get a hold of Dan there if you want to there, CZ Kid, and he can fill you in on the details or whatever you need. So right now, well, Dan, I'll let you talk about the Xterra whenever you're ready, but
Okay.
That's up to you. We might give it a couple more minutes before we go into that, but anyway. All right, Scott Batzler, how you doing? Good to see you. Ron Walters, David Lewis. You guys, if you haven't done it yet, hop on over to, if you have a Facebook account, hop over to Sodbuster's Metal Detecting Facebook group. And like I say, I always update everything right there firsthand. So you guys will be able to contact me easier through Messenger from the group there. We do have a group chat there as well. So it makes it easy to get a hold of me. And if you have any questions or anything, then I can answer those there. And also, I put out a new video, as I do every Friday morning. I put out a new video on my YouTube channel, Sodbuster's Metal Detecting. This morning's video was about the threshold on the Minelab Equinox series. So, all right, we got somebody that's asking to join the Sodbusters group right now. So, but anyway, let's see here. Just like they did the Xterra Pro, but that would have been too much like the Equinox. So I wish.
Yeah, basically.
I'm not sure what you mean, David, about the Vanquish there. Well, the Vanquish is a little older technology.
The Vanquish? No, the Vanquish is multi-frequency, but it's not waterproof.
Right.
I think that's what he's
talking
about. Because that's one of the first questions I ask people, beginners that are looking for a metal detector. And one of the first things I ask them is, do you plan on getting in the water with it? And If they say yes, then, most detectors are, $500 range and up if they're waterproof, completely waterproof. And, there's been one exception for the past couple of years with the Simplex. And now Minelab's got the new Xterra Pro that's going to be right in that same price range and have what looks like even more features than the Simplex. So I think those two machines are going to have a head-to-head battle, and we'll see who comes out on top. Of course, they did also just release new versions of the Simplex that'll be coming out in the next few months. Not quite as much information on those yet that I've seen. I just know there's 3 versions. One doesn't have wireless headphone capability. The other 2 do. And then one of those 2 has all carbon fiber shafts and all. So it'll be upgraded from the original Simplex. But what we're going to talk about here for a bit is the new Xterra Pro from Minelab. A lot of you probably already seen a lot of the specs and some of the videos on it. Looks like it's going to be a really good machine. It's not by any means, going to top the Equinox or the Manticore, but it does give you quite a bit of performance for its price point. You can select 3 different frequencies, and actually 4 frequencies if you switch to beach mode. So you can select between 5, 10, 15 kilohertz frequencies individually, or when you select beach mode, it automatically goes to 8 kilohertz. The frame is a little different. Let me share some of the stuff here on my screen. So give me just 1 second to do that. If I can remember how to do that. Right. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So if you look here at the frame, you're going to notice the arm cuff, number 1, it's raised up off the shaft like the new Equinox and new Manticore are. It's going to enhance your ergonomics. Your hand grip here, you've got this little protrusion here, so your hand doesn't slide up like the old Equinox 600 and 800. And instead of making the arm cuff adjustable, they made your handle, your hand grip here is adjustable. You got a little lever lock, like a cam style lever lock here. Release that, slide the armrest, slide the hand grip to where you want it.
That's pretty neat. I like that.
I do too. I think I'm curious to try that out because I think that may help you balance the machine out a little more too.
I think so too. That's totally customizable. I'm wondering about how does that align, I wonder, because is there something that keeps that aligned, or do you just align that as you see it or need it? Maybe it needs, ergonomically you like your wrist bent to the left a little bit.
No, it's not going to twist on the shaft. The shaft is similar, kind of a trapezoid shape like the Vanquish. So the shaft isn't round, so it's not going to rotate.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, good. I like that.
No problems with that, with getting the alignment set up right or anything. You can see it's got a little LED flashlight built into it. It has the vibration in the grip. I think it's going to be a heck of a machine in that price range, especially. It's waterproof, rated to 5 meters, which for us non-metric people is basically 16 feet.
That's amazing, especially in that price point.
Yeah, you can see here it collapses down nice and short. Now, one disadvantage with the shaft not being round is when you collapse it for travel like this. If you want to loosen that lower cam lock and rotate the shaft to where it goes 90 degrees over so it'll all lay flat, it's not going to do that.
So you'd have to remove the coil.
Yeah, basically. And that's really not that big of a deal. If you collapse it correctly and have enough slack in your cable, you can lay the coil sideways without having to disconnect it from the control unit. Let's see what else we got here. All right, the coil that's going to come with it is 9x12, which I really like these elliptical style coils. It's kind of a big coil, 12x9, but the 9-inch width is going to be a little easier to get. You're going to get a little bit better separation there than you would with a standard 11-inch. I kind of prefer in my area where I hunt even a smaller coil just to get that separation, so I'm not, confusing myself by being over more than one target at a time. They're going to offer a smaller coil for it, which is 8-inch, very similar size and shape to the one on the Vanquish.
Oh, it's going to be 8-inch, huh?
Yeah. And I was told today, I can't confirm this 100%, but I've been told by a couple of reliable sources that it will be compatible with the Equinox coils. And some people are going to scratch their head and say, well, how is that? Equinox is a simultaneous multi-frequency machine. Well, the Equinox, its base frequencies are 5, 10, 15, 20, and 40 kilohertz. All of those frequencies are harmonics of the baseline 5 kilohertz. If you have the newer software on the Equinoxes, you can run at 4 kilohertz as well. So the Xterra Pro gives you that 5, 10, and 15 frequency selectable, so you can run any of those 3 frequencies individual. And when you shift to beach mode, it goes to 8 kilohertz. So it tells me it's running a harmonic of that 4 kilohertz that you would find in the Equinox. So if an Equinox coil can handle those frequencies, and this shares those same baseline frequencies, it's just it's not a real stretch to get the electronic circuitry to work with these coils. So that may not make a whole lot of sense unless you got some electronic background. But I was told by, like I said, by reliable sources. I don't know that it's been fully 100% tested. And this wasn't from the engineers, but I think it's going to work with the Equinox coils, and that's good news because I think a lot of guys will be buying this machine. Let's say if you got an Equinox 800 that you use it, you love it, and maybe it's out of warranty, so you're scared to take it in the water with you.
Dan,
you get an Xterra Pro, and you can take it in the water all you want. It's under warranty. It's got a higher waterproof rating, and you can use your choice of coil that you had for your Equinox already. A 6-inch coil, or maybe a Coil Tech coil, or whatever coil you want to use. So I think that's a nice advantage there too. And if I'm going too fast or anything, somebody comment, and Larry, if you can call me out and say, "Hey, slow down, dummy."
Actually, before we move on here, just a second. You were talking about the coils working with the Equinox. Michael's in here with Iffy Signals, and he said that he has put the Equinox coil on his, and it does work. So yeah, it's not just a rumor. That does work.
Well, we discussed this earlier, and I know you mentioned that from him, and I just wasn't going to mention our sources because if it comes out there's a problem, I don't want to call him out. But
no, he mentioned in the chat here. So
as long as I can blame you for any problems, Larry, I'm good.
That's all right. I'll just pass it on to Michael.
So some of the other features on it, right now it's not going to include the wireless headphones. They'll be available separately when they become available. You notice they're the ML85, which is the same headphone that comes with the Equinox 700 and Equinox 900. And it'll also be compatible with the ML105, which is what a little upgraded headphone that comes with the Manticore. They don't have those accessories available yet, I'm hoping they are very soon. But you can also see here, you can use a standard 1/8" headphone like the Minelab 1/8" headphones. You can use the waterproof headphones that work with the Equinox and the Manticore. So I'm really glad that they're keeping some compatibility across, the range. That's going to make it to where, you don't have to buy a separate set of waterproof headphones, a separate set of wireless headphones, because you've got 2 or 3 different machines. So that's going to be pretty nice.
Yeah.
Assuming you have all 3 are Minelabs, because you buy another brand, then you got to have their headphones and, let's see what else here.
The frequencies on the did you mention that the frequencies that we have on the Xterra Pro?
Yeah, the 5, 10, 15 kilohertz selectable, and then 8 kilohertz when you switch into beach mode.
Right.
And something else to mention about the coils. It says has the 12 by 9" coil, which is included, the 8 by 5" coil, and a 10 by 7 coil, all double D coils. It didn't show a picture of the 10 by 7 yet. That sounds like a pretty nice, interesting size. And it says right here, Xterra Pro is also compatible with all Equinox series coils. So there's your answer. That's right off of Minelab's website. I looked over that earlier, so I apologize there. So if it says it on their website, I'm going to say that's pretty official. What else were we talking about earlier, Larry? It has a red backlight, kind of like the new Equinox.
Now, if you take a look at this picture right here, you'll see that your VDI graph is at the top. It's not in a, like in an arc shape like we had on the Equinox series. But that is selectable single frequency. And from what I hear, it's doing really well. I can't wait to get my hands on it, actually. And, single frequency, I kind of like 10 kilohertz and 15 kilohertz. Out there hunting sometimes, I don't always use multi-frequency. Sometimes you want to just grab a single frequency. And last year I was playing with the 10 kilohertz quite a bit. And it was really making some signals pop out there that I wasn't hearing so much with the multi-frequency. And it was interesting, but so these are all, I think we got some good options in this machine here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a, really, really good contender in its price range for sure, especially when you're comparing it to some of the other machines in that price range that have been out for a long time. That don't have anywhere near these features, and they're all single frequency machines.
And with the preset programs, this is going to be very user friendly as well, and I think would be for all ages.
Now, it doesn't have the gold program, of course, like an Equinox 800 or 900, but with 15 kilohertz, I think you'd still find most of your common stuff. Gold chains, gold rings, and whatnot. It might not be your first choice for going nugget shooting with, though.
Yeah. Okay, so let me kind of look at the chat here for a second. Northwest Outdoors, good to see you. I heard that. Hope it's not late spring. Should keep the ticks at bay, though. Yeah, tick season's coming around the corner here, you guys. Be sure you are ready, prepared, got your tick repellent or whatever you got to do. That's we don't want anybody to get any what's it called, like Lyme's disease. We don't need any of that. So is there an expected release date? Understand they are shipping.
I was told today, which I believe is going to be very reliable, that we can probably expect them to start shipping next week. Does that mean they'll be in the dealer's hands, or is that shipping from Minelab headquarters? Those details are a little fuzzy, but I think they're already landed in the U.S. and should be probably shipping to dealers next week. I'm hoping I can get my little grubby hands on some by the end of the week. I've already got some customers lined up for them, and I'm kind of anxious to get my hands on and look at one myself.
Yeah.
Danny Green's on here. I spoke to him earlier today. This guy lives in Michigan, and he's a water hunter. And he first called me up, I think it was about this time last year, maybe January, February last year, and was looking for some equipment. And we were talking, and he was talking about a water hunting, and he doesn't even hardly land hunt ever. I said, well, you're in Michigan, so you getting your equipment ready for the summer? He said, what do you mean? I said, well, it's Michigan. You're in Michigan. It's winter. It's cold there. He said, well, I was out hunting this morning. And I said, in the water? He said, yeah. He said, I just put my waders on. And he said, this morning, though, it was so cold from the water to the truck. He said, all the water on my waders was frozen to me, frozen solid.
That's hardcore. That's a dedication right there.
Yeah. And so he's asking a question here, too. He says, is it tough enough for extreme water detecting? And does it have the all metal? You can see right here, it's got the all metal.
It's got the all metal.
Mm-hmm. So yes, extreme water detecting. I don't know. Maybe we need to read the specs and see if it'll handle that negative 20 degrees that you deal with in Michigan.
Well, it is rated to 16 feet deep, so.
I've never looked at temperature specs. Have you, Larry?
No, I don't think I've ever read anything about that, to be honest with you. I don't think the cold would affect it too much.
If it's that extreme, I'm not going to be in it. So,
yeah. I think if anything, extreme heat would be where I would worry.
Yeah. Extreme heat can, if it doesn't mess with the processor or the battery life or anything, it can mess with the display and just make your display unreadable.
So, but other than that, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about temperature wise. They always talk about the depth and everything, but I don't know. Like I say, I did a test. I actually threw my Equinox 800 in the bathtub to test waterproofing on it and left it overnight. And I just used straight cold water, and we got some really cold water here. So no issues at all. But it wasn't freezing. I wasn't putting it in slushy water, ice slush. So I don't know.
I know people are going to be asking prices. I'm told right now that the map price should be $269.99, I believe. So looks like a heck of a machine in that price range. I mean, I think it's really going to do well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And the neat thing about this, you guys, this is one thing I really like what Minelab is doing. If you are a previous Equinox user, all these machines that are coming out, I would say probably minus the Manticore. The Manticore is going to be a little bit of a different, you might have a little bit of a learning curve there. It'll still have preset programs and stuff, but there's going to be some different terminology, such as ferrous limits rather than iron bias or something like that. There's going to be some different terminology. There's going to be a little bit of different operations in that compared to the Equinox. But all the other machines, like the Equinox 6, 7, 8, 900, and plus the Xterra Pro, are all pretty much the same basic operation. So there's not going to be a big learning curve. You may have to relearn if you guys are those the type that like to know what the VDI number reads for a certain coin or whatever. That will be something to relearn coming from the 6 or the 800, because you had the 40 scale VDI rather than the 100 scale, you know, or the 99 scale. So it's going to be a little bit different to memorize that, I guess. But to me, that's not a big deal, because I don't hunt according to numbers. I hunt according to tones. It is nice, though, to look down and say, okay, well, I think that may be, you know, a nickel or a dime or whatever. But other than that, I mean, you don't have a learning curve with all these new machines like you would with some other machines. It's not like starting, you know, driving like with me, when I went from driving a manual transmission truck to an automatic, it's really hard on you when you go to push the clutch and you hit the brake. So it's not going to be anything like that. Anyway. So, all right. So what else you got there, Dan?
I don't know. Anybody have any more questions on this? Maybe I can answer. Hopefully I got the answer. If I don't, I'll see if I can find it.
You know, Alan, it's funny you say that. Yeah, I give it a bath, and you know, I've still got my Equinox 800 right here. It's sitting next to me, and I take this microfiber cloth and I wipe it down. I still baby all my machines. You know, they're my babies. So
I saw you kissing it earlier.
Yeah,
but
I do that. I do that.
Hopefully you're not going any further with it.
We have a great relationship.
David beat me to the punch here. He looked up the specs for the operating temperature. So for Dan Green, here you go: -10 to +40 Celsius, which is 14 to 104 for us Americans. So 14 degrees. I hope you're not getting in the water if it's less than that. But you know, after talking to Dan and his hunting buddy William up there, I wouldn't be surprised if they get in that kind of water.
-40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, that says temperature range, and then it says operating temperature range. So maybe it'll survive in the temperature range, but it may not want to work for you. But that's too cold.
But still, I mean, I don't know. That's really hardcore if you're going out in those kind of temperatures.
Yeah, you won't find me out there.
So
I'll be layered up and sitting in front of a fireplace.
Yeah.
Let's see, any other questions coming up?
Anybody got any questions here? Larry has it on vibrate all the time. Yeah, only when my eyes are closed. So, but do we know when the Manticore will be more available? Kurt, actually right now, it's just still a slow rollout. It's just here and there. It's hit and miss right now, and I think it's that way across the board. No matter where you look, everybody's waiting. If you're looking to get the Manticore or something, Dan does have a wait list. You can get a hold of Dan and give him your information and everything. Right now, he's not accepting any down payments or any, there's no monetary involvement with it right now. So, but he can put you on a list. As the machines come in, they get shipped out to the people in order on that list. So, if you're thinking that you might want to get the Manticore, it's a good idea to get on the list. Otherwise, it's going to be quite some time, I think, before you have an opportunity to buy that machine. And it very well could be a very long time anyway, the way that it's looking.
Yep. Mad Mex says he's getting the Xterra Pro. I do have a list for that as well. If you want to get on the list, I've only got a few people in line right now, and I think I'll be able to get enough to satisfy the orders up front, at least for the next week or two. I've got a few cases on order, and after getting more information on it now and knowing that it's going to release sooner than I was expecting, I'm going to try to get my order updated, see if I can add more to that, because I think this machine's going to sell real well. I think it's going to do real well, and especially now that it's getting close to spring, a lot of people are going to, look for a machine to get in the water with. So that's
I don't think I'd be doing business like that, Iffy. Michael,
yeah.
When you pay that kind of money, depending on the machine, I mean, even if it's, the cost of the Xterra Pro at like, what is it, like $270 or something like that?
Yeah, basically.
$270 goes a long way in my life, so to make a payment on something non-refundable, I wouldn't be doing business there.
Yeah, there's some dealers that are getting, that did that with the Manticore and were taking money up front, the day it was released, full payment. And then, now it's 5-6 months later, and some of those people probably still don't have their Manticore in their hands. I mean, I would be really upset if I was the buyer in that situation. So I don't want to put my customers in that situation. I've got a wait list, and put you in line on the wait list. When your name comes up, I'll contact you. And there's been a couple of guys drop off the list for the Manticore that didn't have the money at the time, or some guys got tired of waiting and bought a different machine, Equinox 900, or some even went to the Deus 2, and I can understand the frustration there, and no blame for doing that. So but I don't require any deposit or any money up front. When I know,
did you see Danny's comment here?
I couldn't hear you.
Did you see Danny's comment?
If you heard me typing, that was me typing his name in on my list.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, I probably got your email address somewhere, Dan. But if you would, go ahead and send me your email address again, just to make sure I don't overlook it. And I know I've got his phone number. I just talked to him today. He was beating me up over that Xterra earlier today. We were probably on the phone for an hour or so.
Hey, you guys, again, I just want to mention, Michael saying here that people are dropping off of list with local dealers or something like that, so they could go purchase it at a big box store. I really suggest and strongly advise you guys do not do that. Again, I know that I sound like a broken record, but it's so important. If you go and you purchase one of these machines from somebody who does not specialize in these machines, you're going to end up having to go to somebody who you did not support to get the information when you have an issue or a question. And that's just not fair to your local dealer, in my opinion. And I feel really strongly about it. Support your small businesses, you guys. Dan is a veteran, U.S. veteran, small business, and he specializes in metal detecting equipment. So there's local dealers out there that are the same. They specialize in this metal detecting equipment, but the big box stores, if you're dropping off of a list of your local dealer or something like that to go and buy this machine from a big box store, you really shouldn't expect outside help, because you're not going to get that from the big box store. You're not going to be able to get those questions answered, or whatever it may be. So I strongly suggest you order from your local dealer. All right, let's see here. Yep, to be put on the Manticore waitlist, Xterra Pro waitlist, or the Equinox waitlist. Please include phone number and email address. Oh, okay. You just typed that in. I was wondering where that came from. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Got a CW here asking if will the 540 get down to 10 or 12 inches on smaller nuggets. That's a good question. I mean, the depth question on any detector is really tough to answer because there's always all the other variables to consider. What kind of material it's in, what your soil content, moisture content, what coil you get on the machine.
I don't know. I probably personally wouldn't recommend the 540 if you're actually looking for gold. That's not really designed for gold hunting so much. I would probably consider looking at something else. Now, for price range, it just depends. Right now, the Equinox 800 does have 2 gold modes, and it does well on gold, especially with that 6-inch coil. So you've got all the frequencies that you might need for gold hunting. You can use whatever, but I don't think the 540 is something that if that's what you have, I think that if you get over the right size target and the right conditions, yeah, you'd probably end up finding some gold. But I don't think that that's the ultimate. That wouldn't be the preference, I don't think.
It's definitely not the first choice for a gold machine. And he's saying smaller nuggets. Are you talking flakes or, the BB size nuggets, P size nuggets? There's a lot of extra variables there that'd be hard to say.
If you have the 540, one thing that you can do is you can take pieces of lead, and lead will sound the exact same as gold. It'll give you the same signal. So you can test it on lead BBs or whatever you have, little pieces of lead. If you don't have gold nuggets, like one thing I do, let me see if I've got this in here. Let me see if I can find it here. As a matter of fact, in the video today with the threshold, I used this little piece of gold right here to demonstrate what the threshold sounds like on the Equinox. So if you have a small piece of gold or something, you can test it with, test your machine and just see how it reacts to that. Naturally, it's not going to be the exact same because when you're looking for natural gold, you're having to deal with mineralization. Some areas are a lot more mineralized than others. So, it's just going to, if your machine will handle the mineralization, there's places where in gold country that's so mineralized, a lot of these machines won't perform. So anyway, that's one way to test. So if you got a piece of lead, you can put that down and run your test to see how it reacts with your detector.
Where did that go?
Joe, the technology just keeps on, it does improve. I've been running the Equinox 900 here recently, And for the past 4 years, I've been using the Equinox 800. And I will say that that this one place I went to, and I purposely chose this spot because I've hit it so hard with the Equinox 800. I've hit it, if you can imagine how you cut a piece of, cut a pizza. You've got all these slices of pizza, and all those cuts are going in different directions. I have gridded in every direction in this spot, and I have hit it hard. I've hit it with different settings with the Equinox 800 from different directions, different moisture content in the ground. I've hit it very hard. So I thought to myself, I'm going to take the 900 out there just to see. I did not expect to really find anything there. And I'll tell you, I haven't put the video out yet, but the first 5 minutes that I went out there, I set up the Equinox 900, and within the first 5 minutes, I got a signal that was, yep, here we go. Yep. That's me right there with my first signal. Actually, I don't know if this was the first or the second one, because this day, the first signal I dug was a 1901 V-nickel. And then 5 minutes after that, I got another signal that was kind of a sketchy signal. It was one of those iffy signals. And that was about a 6 or 7 inch ring that had a really nice stone on it. And probably about 20 minutes after that, I dug another V-nickel that was 1906. And so, and like I say, I had hammered this area, literally gridded back and forth in different directions with the 800. And I mean, I was so impressed with the 900, seeking out these targets that the 800 missed. Well, to be honest with you, my hunting partner got so excited about it. She says, yeah, I think I'm going to have to get me a 900. I can't let you out hunt me. So yeah, there is benefit to upgrading machines, but that's not to say that the machine that you're using, if you're using like the 800 or the 600, it's not obsolete because a new machine came out, and it doesn't mean you have to go and upgrade. But if that's your preference, there are the benefits to it, not only with the technology that they've come out with to make the detecting better, but also the build in itself and the collapsible carbon fiber shaft and everything else. There's a lot of benefits to it. So
it's kind of like people upgrading their cell phones all the time. There's always better, faster, more features.
Redwards Lou, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. All right.
Eddie was asking what an aluminum can looks like on the Manticore, and Alan, who has the first Manticore that I got, Alan answered for him. So there you go for that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you didn't.
This one out. Are we behind on questions or?
Oh, I'm sure I've missed a bunch.
Yeah, it's not easy.
The questions are coming in. We've got 52 people in the chat here, you guys. We've just been discussing a little bit about the Xterra Pro that's come out that we're waiting to see here in probably about another week or next week, hopefully. And just discussing, kind of looking at questions here right now. Let's see.
I know somebody's probably going to ask, so we might ought to tell them anyway. Unfortunately, Larry doesn't have a Manticore yet.
Yeah.
I don't either. All of the ones that I've got got them in the hands of customers, and believe me, I want to be stingy and keep one for myself, but I decided not to do that for now, and I don't have a lot of time to detect right now anyway, due to some family issues I'm taking care of. But as soon as I get a little free time and can get out there, then I'm going to try to get one for myself as soon as possible. But I try not to do that because a machine like this, I've got such a long wait list and people are so anxious to get them. I kind of feel guilty, keeping one for myself. And so it'll probably be a while before I actually, set one aside and use it.
Mm-hmm.
I have got to play with one a little bit. We had, I met up with my Minelab rep when she brought one back from Europe. And at the time, it was the only Manticore in the States. And I got to play with it for a while when I wasn't helping customers at that event. And I was pretty impressed. That 2D screen is really nice. It just gives you that much more visual information to help you, decide what might be there and if you want to dig it or if you want to move on. And it'll even show you multiple targets on there. It's pretty nice. Alan's on here. I'm sure he would agree with that because, I know Alan's been using it, and I think he's been pretty happy with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. Redward Slew, the difference, I think, with the 900 compared to the 800 is it has a faster processor, and you also have a higher sensitivity. Higher sensitivity doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to always be able to use the higher sensitivity because, as you know, depending on the area that you're hunting, you're going to have EMI situations. And I think that the higher sensitivity is going to be an option for those areas that you don't have to worry so much about the EMI. But the faster processor, I believe, is helping as well for target separation and everything else. To be honest, when I found those V-nickels, I was using on the sensitivity, the Equinox 6 and 800 go to 25 on the sensitivity. So with the Equinox 900, I was only running a sensitivity of 26, which is one notch higher than 25. So, I can't say if it was a sensitivity that did that or if it was, exactly what it might have been. But like I say, I have hammered that area. And I was very surprised to I would have been surprised to find one target there, but I ended up finding 3 good desirable targets within 20 minutes of being there with that 900 that the 800 just didn't pick up. So, yeah, and there are benefits otherwise as well with the 900. Let me show you something here. I've got everything. Let's see. I'm fully charged now, so I can unplug this. I'm going to try to go out tomorrow. But the, you have the collapsible carbon fiber shaft now. So easier packing. The grip is altogether different. I mean, it has a different angle to it for better ergonomics. It also has a wider grip to it, like wider this way. So for me, I've got pretty good size hands. To me, this grip feels better than the 800 does. The coil has a different design now on the coil tabs here. You can see how this one kind of goes forward, and then same thing on the back. It goes back this way, has that flare to give it more strength. Where there was some issues with some tabs breaking and stuff, so they fixed that. I'll show you just kind of a comparison. Well, I can't really show you the comparison on that right now, but anyway, you have the arm cuff that is adjustable. So You can, and it's got a little locking device there that you can adjust everything. I mean, altogether, this is a definitely an upgrade in many ways. So it definitely makes a difference. And there's, with the coil, you only have the one screw here that you have to tend with instead of having a nut on the other side. You only have the one screw, and it's threaded on the other side. So you just put your screw in there and screw it in, and you're good to go. But and your Equinox coils, from your 800 are compatible with it as well. So you have the ML85 headphones, the same as the Equinox. Well, they're not the same as the Equinox. These have a different chip in them that do not pair. You cannot pair your Equinox 800 headphones to the 900 or vice versa. So, but they're still the same style headphone. But anyway, it's nice though that all these machines are, you know, besides the Manticore, your Equinox coils and the Xterra are going to be compatible. What do you think, Dan? What do you got here? Any questions?
We're behind a bit. There was some discussion on the Equinox 700, which kind of reminded me of something we get so much focus on, the Equinox 800 and now the Equinox 900. It's what everybody talks about. It's been kind of the standard in metal detecting, since it was released. The Equinox 600 and Equinox 700 don't get as much attention. But for a lot of users, and I would probably even say most users, the extra settings menus, the advanced settings and some of those settings levels, for a lot of users out there, hardly ever touch those anyway. Some people don't ever use the advanced settings. They don't even, get into it far enough to know how to get to the advanced settings. They just see what they can see on the screen, and that's all they deal with. Now, that being said, there's an article that was done, and it's on Minelab's website. It's a little bit tricky to find, but it compared the Equinox 600 versus the 800, and that the same kind of difference of features and whatnot is going to be nearly identical in the differences for the Equinox 700 and the 900. So I've got that article pulled up. I'll show it here on the screen, and I'll share the link.
Minus like your gold modes and stuff like that. If you're not out looking for gold and, gold nuggets and stuff.
Right. Now, the 800 and the 900 both have the gold mode. 600, 700 don't have those dedicated modes, which is the factory default, and it's going to focus on the 20 kilohertz and the 40 kilohertz frequencies. That doesn't mean the 600 and 700 are not capable of finding gold. They're very capable of it. You just have to run it in multi-frequency and then kind of tune the machine for it. And for the best results, use one of the smaller coils. But this article here was done. So if anybody is interested, they might read that. If they're having any questions, about differences, for the Equinox 700 versus the 900. Did I miss it? Where'd my? Oh, I thought I posted it. Hang on. Let's try this. There we go. Headgummit. I keep clicking and hitting the wrong one. There you go. So there's a link if anybody's interested in this article. It's not going to be the same for the 700, 900, but it's going to be really close. One of the things different now is the 900 includes 2 coils instead of just one. And then the old 600, you didn't get wireless headphones. The 700, you do get the wireless headphones included.
Dan, are you able to drop that down into the chat?
Here?
Yeah, if you could drop that link down into the chat, then
is there another one you want to pull up?
No, I was just wanting to, so people can go ahead and go to that link. If it'll come up as a link.
I already had it there.
Oh, I knew that. I was just seeing if you're on the ball.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't see it. I'm looking at behind conversation here, trying to look at the chat. So
yeah, I'm behind. It's hard to keep up with all the.
Also, yeah, there was a question about waterproofing, and Michael answered it here. But yeah, they've designed a whole new control box there. It's thicker. I don't know what, we're not engineers or anything like that, so I'm not sure exactly what they did, but they definitely, took note of what was taking place in the past and have it appears that things are doing quite well now. So I haven't heard any complaints at all either.
My understanding is those enhanced, kind of like if he said, the whole new control box design is just built a little stronger, so it doesn't have as much ability to flex or contort in any way. So that should keep keep the water from getting in that way. And then probably I would think, and I haven't seen one taken apart or anything to confirm this, but I would think that the area of the O-ring is probably enhanced from what it was before also, because I tell you, they don't want to be replacing machines under warranty for getting water leaks. So I'm sure they put some thought and effort into that.
Detect Arizona. There's a lot more to it than just the upgrades here. We're talking about structural upgrades. There's a lot of things. There was some improvements they made to the coil, to the waterproofing, to the technology. There's a lot of things. So it's not as simple as just a hooking up your machine to the computer and upgrading, doing an update. So
yeah, software is one thing, but you can only take software to a certain extent, and then you got to upgrade the hardware. It's kind of like on a computer or a phone. You can upgrade the software to a certain point, but then it gets to where you need better hardware to run that software. So that I'm sure that's part of it. And then the physical upgrades, the all carbon fiber, the ergonomics, all that, you can't change that all on an 800. You can to an extent with third party components, but like the control handle, that's all fixed. That would really require a lot of that would be hard to change without changing out the whole machine.
G Dizag, if you're getting some iron falsing, you might try. I don't know if you're ground balancing or what. You might try ground balance, and just check your sensitivity and stuff like that, because it's hard to say. Like I always say, it's really hard for me to diagnose somebody else's ground conditions and what they have going on. I had a conversation with somebody today about settings and stuff, because that's the number one question I get from people on almost a daily basis is, hey, what's the best setting to go and hunt Civil War relics? Or what's the best setting for the Minelab Equinox 800? What's the best setting? What's the best setting? And I can't answer that for you guys. I put videos out on my YouTube channel to show you what these settings do, how they what they're used for, you know, like your recovery speeds and stuff like that, how you can gain more depth, how you can get better separation, stuff like that. And the purpose of these videos is so you guys get an understanding of how the settings within the machine function. And then you have to kind of build your own ingredients for the area that you're hunting, if that makes any sense. I might be talking gibberish here, but every piece of ground out there is different. Places that I go to, a lot of times, maybe I'm hunting a ghost town, and I can tell you, I think I seen Rye Patch Ron in here, and he could tell you the same thing. But when you hunt these ghost towns, you have areas that are business areas that used to be a business area in that ghost town. You have areas that were maybe a blacksmith shop. You have housing areas, people, you know, where they used to live. And I can tell you that when I go out to a place, it may be in the same field or location where this ghost town was located, but my settings change as I hunt, because my setting at a house site where there used to be a house back in the 1800s is going to be a lot different compared to the settings I have when I'm hunting a blacksmith shop, because the blacksmith shop is going to have a ton of iron. I'm going to need more separation. I don't need as much depth. There's settings change constantly. So the best thing is to try and take a look at these videos, and understand how these settings within the detector, what they're meant to do and how to use them, and then apply those to the area that you're hunting. Because it's really hard for me without being there to say, well, you've got a lot of iron here, so you need to bump up your recovery speed a little bit here and get that better separation. Maybe you need a smaller coil. It's really hard to diagnose that, without being there.
Larry, let me find where it went. Oh, I lost it again. Oh, here we go. So Piper was asking, do they make carbon fiber shaft like they do for the Equinoxes? If he answered and said Detect-Ed makes them, I haven't seen those yet. But Steve's detector rods, if you contact him, he doesn't have them advertised yet because he's had so much demand for them. But if you go to stevesdetectorrods.com, email him, and he can let you know the availability and when he might have some ready. I don't stock any yet because he's filling all his back orders from, that he's had just from repeat customers asking that very question. Is there a all carbon fiber setup for the Deus 2? So I'll look into the Detect-Eds though, and if those are available, I'm going to look into those and see if that's something I want to stock as well.
Yeah, Lou. I know you do a lot of water hunting. I watch you ever so often there. He's always out in the water with that Equinox, and he's never had a problem. But and mine's good to go too. I've had it for 4 years, doesn't leak. So, and I will say I did break the coil ears on it one time, and that was my fault because I, like a moron, used it like a crutch to get up off the ground. And that was not a good idea. Don't recommend it. Not tempted. Yeah. Well, I don't know what your weather's like there, Alan, but I don't know. But yeah, you might want to, whenever, test it out, make sure. Oh, you've got plenty of time for your warranty though, so you're good to go. I can understand that, CW. Let's see. Piper detected makes them really nice. Okay. All right. I'm looking through the comments here, you guys. So. Let's see here. Back up there. Yeah, well, that's a good idea too. I mean, you guys can, if you guys are looking to upgrade or whatever, I mean, if you need to sell it to help pay for an upgrade or something like that, then that's one thing. But like, it's nice to have that extra backup detector in case there is ever an issue, or if you go to get a permission and the landowner says, I've always wanted to try that, you could say, hey, you know what? I have an extra detector if you'd like to hunt with me. So sometimes that will be the determining factor whether you get a permission or not.
Well, he says he wishes his hobby choices weren't so expensive.
Yeah.
Well, you got to convince yourself first that it's not too expensive. And the way you do that is you go look at the price of a new bass boat, new fishing boat. And then if your wife still says it's too expensive, get her in the car, take her down to the boat shop and show her the cost of a new bass boat. So that $70,000 bass boat, you know, and say, well, honey, I either got to get this bass boat or get this new metal detector. You know, I think she might choose the metal detector.
That'd sure look a lot better.
So, or you can get your doctor to write you a prescription, you know, for a new metal detector.
And the thing is about a metal detector is that this is a hobby that actually gives back to you. So you can go out there and rake in, you know, $6, $7, $8 out of a park or something in a day and say, look, honey, and I found a ring, you know, there you go. So sweetens the pot a little bit. Let's see here.
So if he cleared up some stuff on the carbon fiber shafts for the for the Deus 2s. He's got a video of the Steve's rods with the full shaft and the arm cuff. Detected is making the lower right now and has plans to have the upper ready soon as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Right Patch Ron is asking you if you hunt. I don't know if he's asking you. I think he's asking you, Dan, if you hunt with the Deus 2.
I have lately when I can, but I haven't had any hunting time lately with some family issues going on, helping take care of parents.
Let's see. It's really nice, full shaft. All right, you guys. I'm not sure where Dan's at in the chat right now. I'm looking through. I'm trying to go through. Got way behind. The chat's going on pretty good here right now. So, and I told you I don't read fast, you guys. You're typing too fast. Yeah, hit that like button, you guys. I'd appreciate that. It helps the algorithm, helps my channel. I'd appreciate that. Let's see. I'm not sure. Not gonna happen. What's not gonna happen? Let's see. I want to hunt with you, Larry. Teresa, I want to hunt with you too. It's good to see you in here. Watch out, you guys. Teresa's one of my moderators in here, so don't make me go get her on you. So how I hope things been going good for you, Teresa. I haven't heard from you in a while. I know you've been busy. You guys giving away? Oh, Danny, I think that Dan was saying he was wanting to give away about 5 of the GPZ 7000s tonight.
That was contingent upon winning the lottery.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which has,
so if you guys will send me the winning lottery ticket, I'll let Dan do the giveaway.
And let me be specific, not winning $2 on a lottery scratch off, but winning the big jackpot. That's what that would require.
Okay. Boy, you got that right. I've been watching this meme on Facebook. People say you got to win the Amish lottery to get a dozen eggs now. It's about the truth of it. It's terrible. The cost is horrible. All right, where are we at here? Teresa says, hey, Dan.
Hello.
Let's see. Hello, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Daniel, good to see you. All right. I'm trying to catch up. I don't know where I'm at here. Dan, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. I'm glad I'm able to help out and answer some questions for you guys. So, hey, Dan, hopefully everything goes well with your parents. I sent you an email to be, you got somebody on the wait list. G. D-Zag. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Where are we at here? So, I will be at the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club event that is coming up in June. It's actually over Father's Day weekend. So if you guys are in North Idaho at that time, I will be there helping run the Minelab booth. So I hope I can see some of you guys there. All right. And hey, I think I might have caught up. It quit scrolling. All right. All right. Lou, it's good to see you here. I'm glad you were able to drop in. And yeah, Clapper now on Clapper. Oh, okay, Clapper. I've heard. I just heard about that. Eve was telling me about that yesterday, as a matter of fact. I'd never heard of that. I don't blame you for leaving TikTok. I've limited my time on there as well. I really don't care for the app all that much. So anyway, but all right, you guys, what do we need to answer? Any other questions or any topics you guys want to bring up? Anything from you, Dan?
Scott asked if you use a 6-inch coil with an Equinox 900 yet.
Not yet. No, not yet.
You got to clear that snow out and get out there.
I know it. I'll tell you what, it snowed yesterday. Yesterday morning, there was about 2.5 inches of snow that came down, and then that melted off. And then today, I woke up to another 3.5 inches of snow, and it's been snowing all day, sideways and everything else. Winter just won't let go here. I'm ready for it too, though. Let's see what Daniel says here. Hey guys, I just turned almost $300 in cleaned and rolled coins that I dug up in the last 6 months and started it to tumble at least that all in nickels, dimes, and quarters. That's awesome. So your metal detector is paying for itself. And that's what's neat about this hobby is it, you can make that purchase. Actually, I call it an investment, really, because you're investing in something that you can enjoy, but it's a hobby that gives back to you as well.
Yeah, some guys are lucky enough to, on their first time out, to dig those rare key date coins or, $5 gold coins and things like that really pay for themselves. But, my kind of luck is usually on the other end of the spectrum.
Right. Piper Warrior, send me a message on Facebook and I will send you some information either this evening or after we get off the live stream, and or tomorrow, so I can get you that information. Or you can hop on over to Northwest Treasure Hunters Club Facebook page, and the information is in the files. I believe the file section on there. I'm not sure how that works. But the Northwest Treasure Hunters Club is the one that's putting on that hunt. So they have that information there as well. And I went to that hunt last year, and it was sure a lot of fun. A lot of good people. I actually won a metal detector. It wasn't the brand I preferred, so I ended up selling it. I brought it home, and I had it sold the next day. So I don't know. I profited pretty well off of that hunt. I did good. Came home with a lot of silver and a lot of neat stuff. And I got to show it to you. Let's see. A gold coin. Look at that. That's an 1/8 ounce gold coin. I think, is that 1/8 ounce or 16? It's 1/8 ounce. 1/8 ounce. No, I'm sorry. It's not 1/8 ounce. It's 1 gram. I don't know why I'm thinking 1/8 ounce. That's a 1 gram gold coin. Tiny little guy. Pretty neat, though.
So Dan Schneider is asking if I have the screen protectors yet. I think, yep, I got them in yesterday, and his is already shipped out. So he should be able to follow the tracking number, and should be there pretty soon. So I should mention that here. I don't have them on the website yet. I'm working on it. My software I use to make up the little ads to the pictures and whatnot took a wrong turn for me, so I'm getting that redone. But I do have now the screen protector covers like Larry uses. They're made by Dino's protectors. I've got them available now for the Equinox, the Simplex, the new Equinox 700, 900, the Manticore, and the Deus 2. I've got all of those in stock. I'll have them on the website as soon as I can. In the meantime, if you want one, just send me an email or give me a call, and I can get you set up that way.
Yeah. Good deal. So if some of you have just popped in here, Dan here is the owner and operator of Outlaw Metal Detectors. So if you have any need for any metal detecting supplies or metal detectors, he is a veteran-owned metal detecting dealer. So to let you know. So, and if he ever gives you any trouble, you guys let me know. I handle the small stuff around here.
Larry, I almost decided to share on the screen here that video you did with the wetsuit and do a still shot. But I don't want to put myself through that much pain again. I can't get that image out of my head. So
I've always been able to do that. I do have a belly. But since I was a little kid, I've always been able to pooch my belly out like I was pregnant or something. And so I ordered this wetsuit because I plan on going and doing some water hunting this year. And I got that and I was like, holy cow, this thing. And that was a 2X. I think that was a 2XL size wetsuit. And I tell you what, I put that thing on. The length was fine, but it was tight through the shoulders. Really, it was really tight through the shoulders, and it was tight through my belly. So I told my wife, I said, I guess I better do a video on this. And I had it zipped up, and when I unzipped it, I pooched out my belly, and it turned out all right. I kind of cracked myself up on that one. But so what do the covers look like? I'll show you what they look like. Here's one right here for the Minelab Equinox 800, and this one has an elastic band back here. For the Minelab Equinox 900, let me see. Here we go. Actually, I have one on my 900 or on the 900 machine right now. This is the one for the Manticore. And the difference in the 900 and the Manticore is there is a small little Velcro right here. So you just slip this over the head of your detector there, and then just connect your Velcro underneath of your coil wire connection. So, and these are scratch resistant. You know, they really do protect your detector. I like them. I've been using one for about 2.5 years, I guess.
Yeah, they're all real similar in the way they look, especially on the front when you're looking at your control panel. The back is always different depending on the model of machine you have. You know, the opening for your speaker, your coil wires, etc., and then the little elastic loops or Velcro loops on the back that attach are a little different, but they all have a same basic look to them, and they work pretty good. My only thing to mention on those would be if you're in really hot weather, you may not want to run them too much. Your machine may get a little warm because you're putting that sleeve over it, but have to be pretty warm out there to really make it a difference. If it's over 95 degrees, I would probably want to make sure you don't have the cover on there.
Oh man.
Somebody
I hunted with it last year in some pretty hot weather. We were reaching close to 100 degrees. I usually spend about 9-10 hours detecting out there, and it did well. But I don't know. Yeah, Helen Pfeiffer. So all Larry needs to do is paint white splotches on each side. Might have to watch out for harpoons, though. You got that right. I'll tell you what, winter's hard on me. What events? All right, Dan. What events are you going to be going to soon?
As of now, I just plan on doing a couple of the local ones here in Oklahoma. One is for the Three Forks Treasure Hunters Club. They're holding that out in Pryor, Oklahoma. That'll be the end of April. And then there's one Memorial Day weekend that'll be in Sapulpa, Oklahoma for the Indian Territory Treasure Hunters Club. I plan on making it to both of those, setting up, bringing the inventory and everything there. There's always a chance, my family issues may get in the way, but other than that, I plan on being there.
Right.
Somebody was asking about pinpointers.
I didn't see that.
I can't remember where it went. It's up there a ways though. They mentioned they had a GP pointer And was the Minelab a better choice? I would say yes, for sure.
Oh, okay. It was Ronnie. What is a jam up pinpointer?
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure. I never heard of that. Jam up pinpointer. I don't know.
Maybe just jam up means like a good one. I don't know. Maybe that's some slang term that I don't have enough street cred to understand.
I'm not sure.
But I kind of recommend 3 pinpointers over the others. The Garrett AT pointer, which is everybody calls the Garrett Carrot, it's the most popular. Then you got the Minelab Profine 35, and you've got the XP, either the MI4 or MI6. The only real difference between those is one has a wireless to talk to the Deus 2, or the XP machines, but the wireless feature won't work for any other brand of detector. Out of those 3, all 3 are really good. Each has its strengths over the other, and so on. XP's rechargeable battery, which is nice, and the Garrett and the Minelab both take 9-volt batteries. The Minelab, you can turn on an iron discrimination feature, so it'll give you a broken tone when you get close to iron, instead of a good clean signal when you're near a non-ferrous target. And then the Garrett's just a good one. It's been around for a while. Seems to be the favorite. But I kind of go back and forth myself between the XP and the Garrett AT pointer. I like them both. They're both single button operation. I really think you can't go wrong with either one of those. I do notice a little bit more sensitivity with the Garrett versus the XP, but I usually don't turn my sensitivity up all the way anyway. So for me, it's not an issue.
Okay. So Teresa's saying that she can't keep her MI6 connected to the Deus 2.
I've had that same problem with other brands of pointers that have the wireless features, and depending on your machine and everything, when you turn the pinpointer on and have the wireless turned on the pinpointer, all you're going to hear in your headphones is the signal from the pinpointer. So you're not going to hear anything from the detector anymore. So if you get your pinpointer, turn it on, you're hearing the wireless in your headphones, and you're still not finding it in your plug or in your hole, and you stand up and go over it with the detector again, well, then you got to turn the pinpointer off, let the headphones reconnect to the detector, and you got to keep doing that back and forth. And it's just not a feature that's really appealed to me that much, so I don't even use it. Even with headphones on, I can usually hear or at least feel the pinpointer, so I just go that route. I mean, everybody's different with their preferences, and then your hearing as well. So I know a lot of machines do that, and I had one day that was doing it so much. I had to reboot all 3 devices, the pinpointer, headphones, and the detector, and then I had to repair all 3. And that was too much hassle. At that point, I just said, I'm done with that, and I don't even use that feature anymore. But that's me.
History Hunters, it's good to have you here. Glad you could join the chat.
And before I forget, Teresa, on that, I have seen where cell phones will interfere. So make sure you leave your cell phone in the car, turn it off, stick it in your back pocket, whatever, because cell phones can and will interfere with your wireless signals, especially if you have your Bluetooth turned on your cell phone or your Wi-Fi. So, keep those far away or turned off so you don't get that interference.
Yeah, I've never used that MI6. I've never used the XP pinpointer at all, so yeah.
It is nice that the XP is rechargeable, because those, the 9-volt batteries now, I think you need a second mortgage, just to afford 9-volt battery.
Yeah. Yeah, rechargeable everything is nice, but
until you forget to recharge it.
yeah, that's one thing, switching to like the Equinox or the Xterra Pro or something like that. It's a rechargeable metal detector. And if you think about, some of the older metal detectors, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine sent me a metal detector. It's a Sears and Roebuck old antique metal detector. Comes in a suitcase basically, and it was made by White's. But that thing takes like, I think, 8 batteries or something like that, 8 or 10 AA batteries. And so I don't know how long they would last in that machine, but you got to think about your cost of metal detecting. I've got a Garrett AT Pro as well, and that takes batteries, and those batteries aren't cheap anymore. So having a good rechargeable metal detector is nice. So, but anyway, let's see here. All right, you guys, if you haven't done it, I know this is kind of goofy looking here on the screen, but if you go to Sodbuster's Metal Detecting on Facebook group, you can join my Facebook group there. We have a good group. Absolutely no drama takes place there. If the drama does come in, it's gone like that. I have some great admins and moderators there, and it's a very informative and helpful group. So if you guys are not members of the Sodbusters Metal Detecting group on Facebook, come join us. And I always update new information there first. And because usually these live streams I do every Friday night, and we try to provide all the information that we have throughout the week on these live streams. But a lot of times I'll have the information on my Facebook group immediately. So that's a good way to stay informed. So, and if you guys are enjoying the stream, and if you're so inclined, wintertime and coffee always sounds good. If you want to buy a coffee for me, I'm doing a buy me a coffee app, and it just helps support the channel there.
So Dan Schneider here has a Profine 35. He's asking, will it connect to the headset on the 900? No. Minelab pinpointers do not have wireless feature built in. I don't know if they have that in the plans. I know somebody's probably going to ask that next. I might run that by my Minelab rep next time, but really hasn't been that important of a feature to me, to be honest with you. And it does increase the price of the pinpointer significantly. Like the XP, the MI4 to the MI6 is a $40 difference, and then the Garrett Carrot to get the standard AT Carrot or the wireless version is right around a $20 difference there.
Yeah. All right. I picked up the 800 Bluetooth and rechargeable. You bet. 2 good features. Yeah, it's History Hunters. It's Sodbusters Metal Detecting Facebook group, just like my channel, Sodbusters Metal Detecting. Yep, and Teresa just posted the link down there in the chat. So
I might mention too, Larry, somebody just mentioned the 800. There is a promotion currently on the Equinox 600 and the Equinox 800. If you buy one, you're getting a free 6-inch coil included with it.
That's awesome.
It's not listed on my website because, as I mentioned, the program I used to make my ads with is giving me fits at the moment. But just if you do order one on the website, it will include the 6-inch coil free, and that's good until the end of March or until the supplies run out because it's a limited promotion. And the best way to verify is to either email me or call me, and I can verify whether we have the stock to do the promotion for the 6-inch coil or not. And of course, if you're looking at Equinox 900, they include the 6-inch coil as well, already in the box. So that kind of makes the price difference a little more, a little less of a struggle between the Equinox 700 and the 900.
Oh. So I'm going to tell you guys something here, and I'm not going to give too much information for obvious reasons, but as some of you know, I've been kind of working on a little treasure hunt. And Dan, I didn't get to tell you this, but the main landmark that I discovered for this treasure recently just disappeared. So I got in on this just in time. So, yeah.
Was that landmark the big statue of a guy pointing and saying treasure here?
Yeah, and there's an X marks the spot right there too. But no, I just barely, I mean, because I've been researching this treasure for a few months, and I'm so stinking close, but I located the landmark that I was looking for. I know exactly where it's at, and luckily I was able to determine where this landmark was before it disappeared, and it's now gone. So if I hadn't have located this prior, I would probably be out of luck right now. And I've got my fingers crossed, but there's no guarantees I'm going to find what is supposed to be there. But I'm chomping at the bit. My teeth are getting shorter, so I'm just waiting for winter to adios. So let's see here. All right, good. I'm glad to have you there. Okay, I'll accept you into there. Let me hop on my phone here real quick. Yeah, don't tell the FBI. I hear that. They want to claim everything, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's right and there's wrong. You do one and you're living. You do the other. Well, you might be walking around, but you're as dead as a beaver hat. So, all right, let me get on here and see if I can. Let's see here.
Piper was asking, has anyone tried rechargeable batteries for Minelab pinpointers? I actually haven't. I've always meant to, and not just for the Minelab, but any of the pinpointers that use a 9-volt battery. I've got rechargeable AA's and AAA's. For whatever reason, I just can't seem to get around to buying a 9-volt rechargeable, but I probably ought to.
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I probably need to do that pretty soon. So, Larry, I thought about maybe one of these live streams or something, just talking about batteries in general, detectors for detectors, pinpointers, and all that. Because I think a lot of people out there might not be using the best method to charge their batteries. Plug it in and leave it overnight is not always the best thing to do.
Burn them up.
It probably won't burn them up, but it's not ideal. And battery technology's changed a lot, and like, the old days of using the rechargeable NIC heads and nickel metal hydride was in anything and everything, and that they were a little more susceptible to what they call battery memory and some other things. These new lithiums, most of them don't have that kind of memory effect and those kind of problems. So things have changed a bit, and just charging your detector, detectors don't come with chargers now. So they usually have it in the manual, or in the case of Minelab, they put a little instruction sheet in there specifically on the specifications for your charger and so on. So might have to do a little live stream with that as a subject and see what kind of questions we get.
And you guys also, Teresa the Treasure Hunter is on Facebook too. She has a good group as well. If you would hop over there and join her group also. Teresa is a good friend of mine, and she also runs a really good group there. Let's see here. Landmark to go. We went back to. Yeah, I'm just glad that the timing was apparently perfect for me, and at least I have the information now, even though the clue is no longer there. It's here. So
you better write it down somewhere, Larry, because I know how your memory is.
Write what down?
Send me the pin drop.
Yeah, the pin drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Teresa the Treasure Hunter. She's also on TikTok. Has a TikTok there, and she shares some stuff on there as well. So, but anyway, all right. Anybody else have any questions here? Anything they'd like to share? If you want to share some golden nuggets with me or something like that, I'll send Dan a picture too, so he can enjoy it also.
Yeah, sure. Now, I might need to mention this because I try to remember to tell my local customers this too. One of the benefits of buying at Outlaw Metal Detectors is you're only obligated to share 20% of your treasure when you find that big pot of gold. Just 20%.
Yeah. Dan gets 1%. I get the other 19.
No.
History Hunters, yes. Dan does. He sells all the. He does have all that stuff for you there. So any Equinox products, Minelab products. He sells. Not only Minelab, but he also sells products for other manufacturers as well.
Yeah. Now there are still a few things I have that are not on the website yet. So if you're looking for something, send me an email or give me a call.
Yeah. If you don't see it, give them a holler.
Yeah, I've got carbon fiber shafts for the Equinox 800s. I've got the screen covers, arm cuff covers. I've got the upgraded aluminum arm cuffs. I've got Coil Tech coils. I've got the snake skins. I mean, I got all that stuff. You can deck that thing out, make it your own, make it a hot rod, whatever you like.
So looking to buy a smaller coil.
Well, he says if his Nox comes in tomorrow, if he just bought a new Equinox 900, if he didn't buy it from somewhere that honors the promotion, you'll get a free 6-inch coil.
Yeah, you might want to look into that, History Hunters, because there is a promotion right now. With the purchase of your 800, the 6-inch coil should be included in that right at this point. So
until March 31st, or until the warehouse is out of supply for them. But I do have some in stock, so I would assume other dealers do as well. But if they bought it off of Amazon or a big box or something like that, I don't know if that promotion is honored there. I'm not going to say it is or isn't. I just don't know. But
I know a remedy for that. I'm not going to say it, but
no,
I think somebody would probably read my mind and know what that remedy would be. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, John says he wants a pink shovel.
yeah. Well, the one pink shovel I had just got shipped out yesterday.
Let's see here. Let's see.
But that shovel was too short for John anyway. John probably needs a long one.
I guess Dan would fit in some category. Yeah. Yeah, don't tell Dan either. I'll check. I hope so. Your Facebook page. Oh, I hope so. Let's see. I'm not sure about the Facebook page. Oh, History Hunters. If you, I'm not sure what you're asking here, but if you're talking about connecting with Dan about that promotion or whatever, that would be on outlawmetal-detectors.com. Let me put up a banner for you here.
Teresa just did for us.
Okay, good. Yeah.
She's on the ball. We're kind of behind here.
She's awesome. Teresa has always been awesome.
Arizona was asking, does a 15-inch coil work good on the Knox 800 for deeper silver coins? You get surprisingly deep with the 11-inch coils, even some of the smaller ones. But the rule of thumb is, the size of your coil equals roughly the depth of what you might expect to find. So, that question is always asked, about depth, and depth is always depends on all your variables,
And like Ron said, yeah, I mean, it really depends on your soil conditions, your iron, lots of stuff there to consider. Your larger coil is going to be meant for cleaner ground to get that depth. So, History Hunters, the only products I have for sale, I mean, I don't sell them on my Facebook page, but I sell Sodbuster's metal detecting hats from home. And I also sell metal detecting clocks. Let me show you that. Hang on just a second. Oh, about tripped over everything in here. So I got into this little venture here with a friend of mine. And so this is mine. This has my logo on it, Sodbuster's metal detecting clock. And it keeps time really well. And I can do custom clocks if you guys have a logo that you like or that that you have. Maybe you have a YouTube channel or a business. It doesn't matter, because I sell clocks more than metal detecting. I've got vintage cars, classic cars. I've got all kinds of clocks. If you, I don't have my, I have an Etsy shop where I sell all this stuff. But if you contact me, if you're interested in a clock, Rye Patch Ron has gotten a clock from me with his picture. You can do a picture if you want. So whatever you want to do, just you can contact me through Facebook, and I'll be able to. We can work things out through there. I can give you a link, or you can send me a picture or a graphic or a logo or something like that you want in a clock. I do have a merch store where I have Sodbuster's metal detecting shirts and hoodies and hats and coffee mugs and stuff. Every once in a while, these come up. through Outlaw Metal Detectors. It has Dan's logo as well as mine. So yeah, we're just full of surprises and goodies around here.
Larry, I think the next question is probably, are you going to have a clock available with a picture on it of you in the wetsuit?
I was thinking about that. Is it time?
Just if you do, I don't need to know about it.
Dan, I'm going to send you one. It's either a wetsuit or a loincloth, one of the two. So,
Arizona here is asking, can you make one with the Minelab logo? Not without Minelab's permission.
Yeah, everything has to be copyright free. You have to be able to have the rights to the logo or the picture. I might be able to ask and see what the legalities might be for that. I don't know. I can try and find out, but again, just join my Facebook group there, and then you can send me a private message, and if I have that information there, then I can look into it. So let's see here. Going to check your shop page out.
Yeah, Rocky answered the question about using a 9-volt rechargeable battery on his Profine 35. He says works just as well as the alkaline. So good to know. Thanks for answering that. And really, it should. Now, somebody mentioned earlier that rechargeable AA's don't always work well on detectors that use AA's. But the Minelab Vanquish, the 540, comes with rechargeable AA's. Newer AA's are usually either nickel metal hydride or lithium. The older AA's were NiCads, and they ran at a little bit lower voltage. So that might have been what he was referring to there. Oh, no. Sorry, Bob. Nope.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I've been making these YouTube shorts, and it's the YouTube shorts are videos that are less than 60 seconds. So I don't know how many of you want to watch my shorts, but Dan, how about you?
Well, that last one is giving me nightmares, so I'm going to hold off for a while. Really, that by law, that maybe that video might require a warning message. I mean, that might require some therapy afterwards.
Oh man, yeah. Somebody else just joined or is asking to join Sodbusters here. I'll have to get on and approve some request here after the live stream, you guys. And some of you, if you fill out the questions, it should automatically let you in there. And I'm really happy to have you guys on there.
Somebody mentioned earlier about a giveaway. I didn't have anything planned tonight. I don't think you did either. I'd say the next live stream we do, I should be able to do a giveaway for one of those cups that you showed. So it has a Sodbusters logo and the Outlaw Metal Detectors logo on it.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't we plan on that? How about next Friday, you guys?
I'm going to try to. If I'm not on, if I'm not available to be on, which there's a good chance I won't for family reasons. But either way, if you want to do that giveaway, I can ship it. Just let me know who wins it. Yeah, I might need that.
Oh boy. Yeah, you guys are awesome. I sure have a lot of fun on these live streams reading your guys' comments and everything. But I wish that you guys would stop commenting so much and start putting pictures up, because I don't read well. So I just need to, I look at pictures a lot better than reading. I was a kid in school that wanted the picture book,
Well, he got, I sent Larry an Equinox 900, and he asked for an instruction manual. So I sent him an instruction manual, printed one. And he said, I need one with pictures and pop-ups. You know, he's having a hard time to understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Like those cards, you open them up and there's the castle or whatever, you know.
I guess it's probably okay to go ahead and mention that as well on the instruction manuals. I've had some requests lately for instruction manuals for the Equinox 900, the Manticore, and so on. I've got several of those printed up, so if you need one, get in touch with me.
Would you like me to show that, Dan?
Sure.
This is what they look like. Very nicely done. Very nicely done.
Printed. It's got a front cover, a back cover, so you're protecting.
If you guys want a quick preview, here's a quick preview. There you go.
Can you read that fast?
So I know you have photographic memory, but those are a very, I mean, spiral binding type of a deal. I don't know what they call that binding, but this, I was very impressed with this, Dan.
It's called a comb binding, C-O-M-B, comb.
So like you can comb your hair.
Yeah. And you can download the manuals free on Minelab website, but, you know, it's digital and, you know,
yeah,
a lot of people like myself included, I'd rather be able to flip through the book and, you know,
got pictures like I like. Pictures.
There you go.
So
I'm trying to get an audiobook version for Larry, but you know, that'll take some time.
What was that? For the hearing impaired?
And an amplifier.
Mm-hmm. So Detect Arizona. Yeah, that was a great thing Dan's got going there. So you bet. All right. Book is, yeah, I agree, Bob. That, I don't know, just trying to look online, especially for those of us that I don't always sit around my laptop all the time, but this is always handy, and you can't read a manual off of that. At least I can't. And which reminds me, I'm waiting on some new glasses because for my long distance, I have to wear these, and my prescription isn't as good anymore. It's kind of, the description is wearing out. It's not my eyes are getting worse, but I had to order some new glasses, a new prescription, which should have been in already. So I'm going to have to call and see what's going on.
Yes, I do have them for the 600 and 800 as well.
Okay. Good deal. Yep. So, oh, and yeah, it took 3 hours. No, it took me 3 weeks, Alan. It took 3 weeks. So, and for those of you guys that don't know, I know Dan doesn't have hours really specified, I don't think, on your website, do you, Dan?
I'd have to double check myself. But basically regular working hours, but I get people calling it all times of night and day. And I had a guy about a week ago call at 3:45 in the morning. Please don't do that.
Yeah, if you call at those hours, usually if you, right now it is 9 o'clock where Dan's at. So you're on what do they call that? That's
Central.
Central time. So if you guys call outside of, like, you know, what past what's your basic times, you think, Dan?
1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. No, usually I would say kind of like regular business hours between about 9 to 5. And I understand not everybody's in the same time zone. You know, I try to, you know, I help people all the time, you know, even people that come in, you know, for local sales and all that. You know, up till about 7 o'clock, I think is fine. Anything after that, I might be a little grumpy, but I might get over it. But 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to be probably a little more grumpy, and
that's when the
probably
sales, that's when the price goes up on all products, right?
yeah. And
So.
I might be grumpy, and I might not be fully awake, and so I can't be responsible for what I say.
Oh man. But all right. Well, you guys, it looks like we're kind of winding down here on questions and stuff. But as always, I'm really happy you guys were able to join us tonight. And next Friday, if we can be on here, if Dan could be on here and everything works out, we'll just plan on doing a giveaway then. Since Dan's going to give something away, I might have to concur. Is that what the word is? Concur and do a giveaway myself. And I'm not going to give myself away, but I don't know. I might do a giveaway of a picture of me in my wetsuit or something. What do you think, Dan? Would that be? Oh, I just lost all my viewers. So, but
Yeah.
oh, that's all right, Darren. Yeah, I may not be for everybody. That's okay. So, all right.
But you got to wonder,
what's that?
You got to wonder, is that the truth?
That's the truth. That's the truth. So, but anyway, you guys, I appreciate you being on here. You guys are always awesome. And we will just plan for another live stream next Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8 p.m. Eastern time and 7 p.m. Central time. And so anyway, you guys have a great night. Thanks again, and be safe this week. Get out there and do some detecting. I want to see some treasures on the next live stream. So get out there, find some goodies, and then maybe I can bring you on to the live stream so you can show everybody that's in the live stream next week. So
thanks, everybody. I really appreciate it.
All right, you guys. Thank you all. Thanks again, Teresa, for all you do too. I appreciate you. Y'all take care now. Good night.